Hi, I'm
My
Derek,
name is Derek
and today
Siemens,
I'll be doing
and
my
today
literary
I'll be
analysis
going
on
through my
Dr.
literary
Faustus
analysis of Dr.
and how
Faustus,
throughout the play he
and
is
how
used
throughout
as
the
the
play
human
he was used
embodiment
as the
of
human
greed.
embodiment of greed.
During the
In
play,
the
Dr.
play, Dr.
Faustus, Dr.
Faustus,
Faustus
Dr.
sells his soul
Faustus
to the
sells his
devil in order
soul
to attain
to the
great
devil
power
in
and
order to
knowledge.
gain more knowledge
He
and
then
power,
used these gifts
and to become
to
immortal.
help move
However,
forward
during
his
this
own personal
process,
goals and
he reveals his
achievements.
selfish nature
His deal
by
soon goes
performing
south,
acts
though,
only for
when
the
he
benefit
finds
of
out that he has
himself
to give
and
his soul to
refusing to give
Lucifer in
in
order to make
when
his
he could better
payment,
himself
and
purely
it
for more
ends with
personal
him being
gain.
dragged to hell to live out
In
the
the
rest of
end,
his
this does
life
not help
in
him,
hell for
as he is
eternity.
forced to leave the world and die,
During the
as that
play,
was part
Dr.
of his agreement
Faustus,
with
Dr.
Lucifer.
Faustus sells his soul to the.
Throughout the play, Dr. Faustus is portrayed as the human embodiment of greed, as he only seeks the
because he
knowledge for
only seeks
himself
knowledge for
and
himself,
refuses to undo the wrongs
refuses
he's
to undo
committed
all the
even when
wrongs he's
given the
committed so
option.
that he can have
He
more
then
personal
pursues
gain,
limitless power
and
for his
then
own
pursues
gain
limitless power
and to help
only for
advance his personal
himself so
goals
he
in
can
life.
gain more respect from
Throughout the
others.
play, Dr. Faustus is portrayed as the
Oh, what a world of profit and delight,
of power, of honor, of omnipotence is promised to the studious artisan
Marlowe, lines
Marlowe,
53
lines
through
53
55.
through 55. This quote shows us how Faustus knows that having knowledge can grant you the power and wealth that any man would dream of having one day while living during this time period. It also helps foreshadow his decision when making the deal with the devil. When he's promised all this knowledge, he realizes he can gain a lot of wealth and power through the knowledge the devil is offering him, which helps persuade him to make this deal. A sound magician is a mighty god. Here, Faustus, try thy brains to gain a deity. Marlowe, lines 62 through 63. This quote helps back up Faustus's belief that once he has the wisdom he desires, he will be viewed as a god, and the others in the world must respect him and cherish him, for his knowledge will be all-knowing and he will be powerful. This belief can also be seen as what fuels him to make this deal with the devil and be so greedy, because he wants to have all this power and wants to be respected by all those around him and all his peers, as he feeds on their respect for him and he wants to be admired by those around him. My heart's so hardened I cannot repent. Marlowe, line 194. As Faustus claims his heart is too far gone to repent, he is accepting the fact that he has gone too far over the edge with his deal with Lucifer, and he cannot go back no matter what any angel tells him. He is forever stuck with this deal with Lucifer. Now, this can show the greed that he has, as rather than attempt to listen to what these good angels say and claim, he immediately throws them out the window, as he knows if he keeps this deal, he can gain more knowledge and more power and be seen as an even bigger person, an even bigger god for all that he cares about, and he can be admired by more people. Never to name God or to pray to him, to burn his scriptures, slay his ministers, and make my spirits pull his churches down. Marlowe, lines 269 through 271. In this quote, we can see Lucifer telling Faustus what he needs to do in order to keep his knowledge and his power, and he instantly accepts it, showing that he does not care for God anymore, as simply turning on him and turning on the beliefs he once had could give him more power. He accepts this power instantly and does not give it a second thought. Now, his decision is futile, as in the end, he does lose his life to the devil, even though he goes through with what the devil wanted him to do. But it just shows that even if he believed in God and believed God could have saved him, he did not care, because the power and the knowledge that the devil gave him was too much for him to give up. All things that move between the quiet poles shall be at my command. Marlowe, lines 56 through 57. Here, Faustus mentions why he wants this power. He wants it to control the world around him. He wants complete and total control of all scenarios and all things within the poles of the earth. This shows the greed that he feels as he thinks nothing should be without his control. He thinks all this power in the world should go to him, and he should control how the world works, and he should control who listens to who, because he wants that feeling of, I am the greatest there is. Emperors and kings are but obeyed in their several provinces, nor can they raise the wind or rend the clouds. But his domain that exceeds in this stretcheth as far as doth the mind of man. Marlowe, lines 57 through 61. In this quote, Faustus shows that his view of emperors is that they can only control their land, which is true. They can only control the subjects in their kingdom. But he wants more than this. He doesn't want to just be an emperor of a kingdom. He wants to control everything within the poles, like he said. He wants control over the world. And being an emperor, that won't cut it for him, because that only gives him the rule of a small land, like he said. He can only rule within that area. And with the knowledge and the power he's looking for, he does not see a land as enough power. This play, at the time that it was written, was a huge backstab at the culture and religion of the society at the time, as society was heavily built on the religion and God and the devil being evil. And so Faustus choosing to defy God and betray him and burn the churches and the scriptures shows that the author really wanted to get across greed is not everything, and it can push you to do horrid things to the religion that you believe in and cause you to go against many things that are right in the world. As I read Dr. Faustus, I started to realize that Sir Gawain was a less extreme version of Dr. Faustus, as he did show a side of him that was greedy, as he hid the belt from the king that his wife gave him, because Sir Gawain thought this belt would protect him from the Green Knight. However, unlike Dr. Faustus, when given the chance to repent and show remorse for the actions he had committed, Sir Gawain took them up, and he bowed to the king and asked for forgiveness for ruining his honor, to which the king granted, and Sir Gawain felt horrible about lying to the king. Whereas Dr. Faustus, when given this opportunity, chose to ignore it and saw no wrongdoing in his greedy actions, and felt that what he was doing was right, as he was pursuing his own goals and his own selfish desires, which outweighed the desires of many others. As I looked through this story and focused on Faustus's greed and his attention to his own selfish desires, I realized that he did truly embody greed, as he really had no care for how anyone else was treated or how he acted towards them. As long as he was achieving his own goals, it didn't matter what happened to anyone else. As long as he got the power he wanted, as long as he got the knowledge, as long as he kept it coming, he did not care what happened to the rest of the world. And for that, I think he is just the true embodiment of what can happen to a person when they truly embrace the true nature of greed. I have two discussion questions that I would like to ask you. My first is, do you think Faustus believed he couldn't repent, or did he say that out of fear that Lucifer would take his soul and leave him in hell for eternity? And my second discussion question is, was Faustus truly greedy, or was he just misguided by the devil on his shoulder, telling him what he wanted to hear and telling him of all the power and knowledge he could gain from this? And these are my citations for my work.